Hi, my name is Ammar Adam. I go by Ammar. I was born on the 20th May 2004. I am the youngest of three siblings, and I have a computer science background since Form 1 until Form 5. My level of chess understanding is up until the basic rules of chess. Basically means that I know how the chess pieces move, how a back rank check works, and whatnot. And my rating would be approximately 1000 as of now. And my experience in playing chess is basically that I was a teacher for anyone that just started out chess. And the reason why I'm taking this chess co-curriculum is basically is that I want to improve myself, because I feel like a chess is an important tools that I can use in my studies. What is a time control? A time control describes how much time a player gets to make their moves, and there are a variety of time control, but generally there are only three types of time control, which are rapid, standard, rapid, and blitz. According to the FIDE laws of chess, standard is where each player has 60 or more minutes to make their moves. For example, they have 60 minutes for the entire game, or 30 minutes for the entire game with 30 seconds increment per move. Whereas rapid is where each player have more than 10 minutes but have less than 60 minutes. For example, 25 minutes for the entire game, or 25 minutes for the entire game with 10 seconds increment per move. And lastly is blitz. Blitz is where each player have more than three or more minutes but less than 10 minutes to make their moves. For example, 5 minutes for the entire game and 3 minutes for the entire game with 2 seconds increment per move. In standard time control, score sheet can be written by the player themselves, whereas rapid and blitz, players do not need to record the moves, but they do not lose their rights to claims normally based on a score sheet. And in standard time control, usually you can only play maximum of 2 games in a day, rapid a maximum of 15, and blitz a maximum of 30 games in a day. What we have next is called the touch move rule. What is the touch move rule? Well, according to the FIDE laws of chess, the touch move rule refers to the act of player having the move touches the chess piece on the chessboard with the intention of moving. He must move the first piece touched that can be moved. The key words here are with the intention of moving and that can be moved. So, for example, the scenario of the person is wanted to move a piece across the board, then suddenly his or her arm accidentally touches a chess piece and knock down the chess piece. Thus, this touch move rule will not be applied here because it was a clear accidental contact. And now on to the next point is that can be moved. So for example, the person already touches a chess piece, but then the chess piece itself doesn't have any legal moves to make, so the player can safely let go of his hand and will not be a penalty. And say for example the player already places the chess piece and have legal moves to make, and when the player let go of his or her hands that was touching the piece, so the player can no longer move that piece until the next turn. And if the player wants to adjust any of his pieces, he must first say Jadoub or I adjust. So uh, say this is the piece, I adjust, then touch. That's all. The difference between a checkmate and a stalemate is a checkmate is when the player is in check but and cannot make any legal move, while a stalemate is the player is not in check but cannot make any legal move. Here we have a queen endgame. What would be a checkmate here is queen to f7. The king will reply with h8, and we just move queen to g7, and this will be a checkmate. What would be A stalemate is when we move queen to f7 and king will move to h8, and we move our king to h6, and this will be a draw, which you call a stalemate. These are 5 games played as white between 10 to the 30th September 2022. Meanwhile, these are the games played as black from 10 to the 30th September 2022. That's all from me. Thank you.